Hello, everybody. Welcome to Under the Radar with me, Jay Yoder, calling out of Lindsay, California, with the co-host Juan Nunez, who is a Cesar Gracie black belt, calling out of Venezuela, Caracas to be exact. Juan, how's it going on this fine day?
Everything is well, man. Excellent. Thank you for reaching out. We're still working, man. I'm glad we have a few small things to stop and break down for our audience. And ready whenever you are, man.
All right. This week, we're going to break down a move of the week with Juan, and it's actually going to be not grappling this time. We're going to cover a little stand-up. We're also going to jump into Trevor Wittman, who's a renowned trainer, stand-up trainer that has won many, I think almost 16 UFC championships by training fighters. Was also, I believe, in boxing before that. He has gone into the equipment stage of his life, developing equipment to better protect MMA fighters' hands, heads, knees, and legs. We all know the lifespan of a fighter is rough, so we're going to cover Trevor Wittman and Onyx Sports. After that, we're going to cover the recent boxing match that happened with Garcia versus Campbell, and we'll talk about that. So first, let's jump into Move of the Week. I'm going to pull it up here, Juan.
Well, guys, simple. During Thai boxing, which is a very different discipline from what we see last week, we present the wrestling and the jiu-jitsu aspect. However, during the mixed martial arts, Jay and I knows that it is a mix, and we need to have a stand-up arsenal. To point it out, we have a combination. I would recommend a long stretch before a start. Maybe you could elevate your temperature on your body, maybe jump in the rope. Nice little walk, perhaps jogging, or if you really wanna bring out like a good exhalation and get your lungs to start to work, you could do like a light running. Don't run sprints though. I recommend to keep it more focused on small things. Well, after the warm up, you could start putting your hand wraps, then do a small stretch, maybe like 10 minutes, and then start attacking. I cannot see well. Okay, let's wait. Right now, start and then go jab cross, round kick, outwork elbow over the top elbow. Um, Simple. Get to work distance management, guys. Don't get too close to each other. When you're placing the hook, check the protection is on the ribs, and we're working on mobility on the hips, making sure everything is on coordination with lateral movement. And yeah, afterwards, I perhaps recommended to do it 3 rounds, 3 minute round, perhaps, or could be 3 rounds, 5 minutes, and 1 minute in between, just to recover. And we could always end up doing like a 4 sets of 25 push-ups. We can play with the plank, just isometric exercise that you hold the position on plank with the ball of your feet right on the floor. Pose your forearms, and then you keep an angle 180 degrees angle, and then you stretch, meditation, simple things. Jay, I don't know if you have any different question.
Yeah, I would like to a couple questions here. First off, in this video, you can tell you're judging the distance when you push out your hand onto his chest. Can you explain the importance of doing that, and why do you do that?
Definitely. Great question. That was a drill that Vertex Johnson on, which is a coach, very respected Grandmaster, senior Grandmaster Johnson on, who is a very, very martial artist. And he always wanted their students be independent, have their own task, work always on something. So he said, like, when we press, we hold our adversary, it makes sure that we're aware of our surrounded, what is right back to me right now, what is on the lateral side, what is on my left, and also allows to place with the proper distance management, utilizing our reach to set up a cross, perhaps a left hook to follow, and then we could do the spinning heel kick 360 that we just did at the combination.
Yeah, I've been to a couple of his classes, and he doesn't mess around. He's a very well-respected Muay Thai artist from Thailand, and yeah, I've been at the end of his brutality stick, if you will, of not training properly. He pulled out the stool and made me kick over it and everything in front of the whole class. But great training, and even I think he had a fight a few years ago. I saw a video of fighting an older opponent. He's older now, retired, I believe, and man, he still put it on. But Juan, another question on this video is, can you break down, I see you throw an elbow here. Can you break down the proper elbow? Because I know some go over the top, some go to the side. What is actually the proper movement of an elbow?
Well, in that specific basic combination that I set up with my teammate, is businessman, his Francisco Gonzalez. He's also a MMA coach. He was competitor. He went to South America and Argentina and competed, and he was successful. However, what was your question again?
The proper form of an elbow, because a lot of people go side. But I see you're kind of doing an over the top in this video. What is the proper technique? Can you do both, or should you stick to one?
We could always talk it out differently. However, in this specific combination, in that day, we were only doing the basic over the top elbow, which is you get over with it. It's so simple.
Awesome. Well, do you have any other techniques you'd like to go over for this video, Juan?
Guys, I will say every time you guys do this type of workouts, make sure to have your own time, your 10 minutes cool down situation. Stretch, lay down on the ground, breathing exercise, get back to, get off of the sports area and start the civilized area, because at the end, you and I know these techniques are not made for a street fight. This is made to be like doing something professional about it, set up the meeting with the hand wraps, set up the meeting with the glove, set up the meeting with your, your towel, everything you need to be able to have fun during the workout, and that's the point of doing it.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Juan. Again, that's Move of the Week with Juan Nunez, Cesar Gracie Black Belt. I just want to give you a reminder to go ahead and hit the like below and also subscribe to our channel. We're going to have a Move of the Week every episode that releases on Tuesday, and also we're going to have the Move of the Week clips that release on Friday, so you don't have to watch the whole podcast. You can just watch the Move of the Weeks with Juan on release on Friday, but full podcast with the Move of the Week every Tuesday. Thanks, Juan.
Awesome.
Okay, moving on next, we're going to talk about Trevor Wittman's Onyx Sports. I don't know if you had time to look into that one, but amazing stuff coming out. He's been working on it about, I want to say, maybe 5 years or so. Rashad Evans last year, February 11th, went on the Joe Rogan Experience and brought some equipment to show. I dived into this stuff. I'm a big fan of people trying to better the equipment. We know how serious CTE is and shoulder injuries, hands breaking all the time. Shins, feet, everything. MMA is a dangerous sport, and the longer a fighter does it, you're going to acquire injuries. I'm sure you have tons of injuries, Juan. I haven't even done it as serious as you, and I have injuries that I'll probably live with for the rest of my life.
Being smart if we're getting older. Jay, you and I know we're not getting any younger. However, what you just mentioned about regenerative mixed martial arts, how important is if you were an athlete, you and I, we were athletes, we're not doing MMA competition officially, like signing fights and getting on. However, the great way to handle business, filling up your schedule to set up your practice and be involved of martial arts, if we're getting up in there like mid 30s, you need to be a guy that understand that we have to do recovery time. You go through a nice workout session. Let's say you grab your bicycle and you hit 18 miles, and 7 of those miles were also like uphill, and you're having fun, and you're able to do it every day. Maybe taking a break during the Saturday, Sunday, do workout differently, or handle business doing your own business pretty much. However, martial arts, we need to be smart about it. We have to play safe. We have to have a high standard of safety and innovation. So doing a small exercise by making yourself strong. Those small fiber things that wrap your shoulders up, make sure you are working out with, lifting light, running, hitting your bicycle, perhaps doing like a light little walk. However, make sure it's a long one and there is an uphill in the mix and you're doing it.
Yeah, and try to jump off that is actually this morning I was in the heavy bag as I do from time to time. It's been about 4 days since I've hit it and I haven't stretched. I've been on the computer, sitting down in a chair for about 10 to 12 hours every day, sometimes more every night. And your body starts to curve in, your shoulders curve in, your head and your neck curve in. And from an old MMA injury from training is my shoulder started to cut off the nerve and hit the number one or number top rib was hitting the collarbone and cutting a nerve, which made the whole arm ache. And I have to be very cognitive of this. So as a full-time MMA fighter, it's very important, but also part-time people that are just doing it, going to the gym in the evenings for fun. You got to realize whatever your job is, construction, maybe you're sitting in a chair all day, your body, you really have to stretch it out. This morning I hit the heavy bag one. I was working on a spinning back fist and I didn't warm up properly. And at least I thought I warmed up properly, but not enough. But, oh man, something cracked in my neck and I was yelling very loud, but you got to have proper stretching and stuff like that. Jumping into Onyx Sports with Trevor Wittman. I don't have any of his equipment. It's kind of pricey and a lot of it's sold out because it's very popular. But if you go to Onyx, that's onxsports.com. They don't sponsor us. I wish they did because we could get some cool equipment. But if you check out the website, they have great stuff. You could pre-order some stuff and not everything's sold out. But to cover a little bit about what he's doing. And again, Rashad Evans was on Joe Rogan Experience. They also, I think in 2017, did a Anatomy of a Fighter show you can find on YouTube with X Factor with Trevor Wittman, really covers it in detail. You can find a lot of stuff online, but this is a basic MMA glove, a little more curved than the UFC gloves. But their gloves, for example, have a lot of padding right here on the thumb, Juan, a lot of extra padding. So for those, side fist, hammer fists, really protecting that thumb from breaking in the index finger, as well as they have a X. Again, this is not the glove. This is a red glove, but they have an X strap system, Velcro system that really pulls the thumb in and really protects the wrist and creates a lot of tightness on the back of the hand for back fists, for regular punches. A lot of time that breaks as well. Another thing they're doing is with boxing gloves. Again, this is a regular boxing glove. I don't have their equipment, but you can see when you put this on, actually, I'll show you. When you put this on, there's a lot of excess space here. My hand is about right here, the end of my hand. So there's all this extra space. So it's really kind of wiggling around in there. What they did is they have a strap, again, like the MMA glove, an X strap that pulls that in. So it's like an all size fits all. It also have another strap that pulls this thumb in, Juan. So you're really like.
Are those 12?
What's that?
Are those 12? The boxing glove?
This boxing glove right here is a big glove. This is a 16 ouncer. I have a 12 in the other room, but the ones he sell, I think they come in a few different ounces. I think he has the MMA gloves, a 7 ounce, I believe. And I think the gloves, he has specific ones for specific reasons for training. So I think they vary. But also, the curve of the glove keeps the hand curved because we know how the fingers get in the eye in MMA. So the MMA gloves really curve, kind of like the Pride gloves, if you remember one. but also able to grapple with them. So your hand is constantly kind of like that, as opposed to the UFC gloves right now hand out. Just a lot of cool stuff. The boxing glove has this one version they have. You buy it, Juan, and you stick a hair iron that girls have, to a hair, what do they call it? Hair blower, where it shoots warm air. You stick it in the glove for 10 minutes and it heats up this memory foam. And then you put your hand in it and you really work your hand in it. And that memory foam kind of grips specifically to your size of your knuckles and your hand. Not too tight where you can't ungrip it. And when you hit the bag, it just helps it to adjust to your hand. Really gives it a great, thumb in, as opposed to a lot of boxing gloves keep your thumb out like that because they have this big padding. There's with that strap, keep it in like that, like a proper fist. Just really cool stuff. Even they got these, again, this is not Onyx product. This is a basic cheap shin cover. And what they have is a built-in knee cover for the knee that's not bulky or anything, really flexible. A lot of people get a separate knee piece. I've seen some with huge knee pieces, but they're really, I think it's sold out, but they got a cool knee piece. The headgear they have is a more form-fitted headgear, a low profile, so you get your full vision, not big and wonky. We know with CTE, the big headgear kind of helps the CTE grow in the brain. The brain wiggles around more because there's this big object to hit. These are very form-fitting, but still give you protection. Anyways, I just thought it was cool. Protecting, fighters is the most important thing for longevity of the career. Check out, again, that's ONX, Onyx, so onyxsports.com. And man, they got great stuff. The pricing, it's like some of the gloves are like $300, $225. But I mean, if you really look into it, Juan, it's some great gear.
Right on. So you're saying that the material, they build it up in New Mexico. That's what it is.
I'm not sure. That's where is that where he usually trains out of? I'm not sure, but the videos I saw, he's actually stitching them on. He's actually making them. He's sizing it. It's cool. He's in his garage. He's got a sewing machine. I'm sure he's got a factory now, but the video I watched was from 2017. But he made all these prototypes, and he would have Rashad Evans and some other fighters he trained come in and really test them. And himself is a fighter and a trainer, so he tests them against a regular boxing glove. One glove has a very, it's an MMA boxing glove. So a lot of times MMA fighters, when they're doing stand-up, will wear boxing gloves, not the MMA glove. It depends on what they're doing. But a lot of the boxing gloves, again, shown like this, very bulky on the wrist, right? Very bulky. As opposed to the MMA glove, it's got more of a thinner, tinier wrist. So when you're training MMA with boxing gloves, you're protecting, right, from hits. Well, what you're doing is you got this big boxing glove that's helping you protect. So in your mind, you're not really training proper defense for an MMA glove unless you're wearing an MMA glove. So his boxing gloves actually have a thinner wrist as well. So it's just like an MMA glove on the wrist, but a boxing glove on top. So when you're blocking a glove, your opponent could actually get a punch in on you and you have to adjust, as opposed to having a big pillow boxing glove, big bulky boxing glove to protect you. So just creating more accurate training for MMA fighters and keeping them safer. I think it's awesome. And I'm excited to see what other stuff they have coming out,
I agree, Jay. The boxing glove, it helps a lot. That you just brought a great point. I don't know, sometimes I wonder why still, because back in 2008 and 2009, no one used to warm up with the MMA glove. No one liked to hit pads with MMA glove. It's too strong on your wrist. It's too strong in your wrist, and is with the boxing glove you can do so much damage because of that. You're utilizing the glove to protect yourself, on top of your utilizing your arm, blocking the arm, the hooks, and making sure that you hide the uppercut, and you're blocking and you're utilizing the glove as a protector. However, with a smaller glove, it's great to do perhaps you could utilize the boxing mitts. These ones are great. The Premier that you can put it on. and still the MMA glove, the impact is not too strong because it's built this specific boxing mitt to create the perfect suspension that everyone needs to handle business.
Yeah, yeah, it's great because I don't know about you, but like I don't like using MMA gloves a lot in the heavy bag, especially the bottom of the heavy bag gets really heavy. Man, even with a boxing glove, sometimes I feel like I'm going to break my hand, like, or my wrist. I hate wearing wraps. I'm bad about that. I tend to just tape my wrist up if I even do that. But I hate wraps because it just takes so long. It's just it's all over the place. My dog is chewing on the end of it. I don't know. It frustrates me. I don't know why. And I've heard other people say the same thing. So wraps are great. You should do it. But these gloves from Onyx, they're apparently you don't need wraps because of the X grip system that they put around the wrist, protects all these muscles, pulls it down really tight. I have yet to test them, but from the videos and reviews I watch are phenomenal. Like I said, a lot of stuff sold out, but I know even wearing MMA gloves, I never hit the heavy bag with MMA gloves. And with big boxing gloves, man, even sometimes like my right wrist and my right hand, I push it a little too much and I have to wear wraps. But these gloves, man, I'm thinking about picking up a pair hopefully because I don't want to wear wraps anymore, Juan.
Yeah, I believe you're still winning. If you get to do any difference training, practicing with a boxing glove, if we're still doing the type ads, utilizing the boxing mitts, we're gonna be clear-headed. We're still working out. However, like I said before, you and I. We are in our mid 30s. We're not college kids, man. So
There's
we
Goose
need to
back there.
understand.
That's under the radar's sponsor or mascot right there. It's Goose.
Yeah, you need to understand that it's all about priorities. It's not about we're getting busy. It is what it is, bro. I mean, like if I have the perfect boxing glove with a really nice hand wrap put on my wrist, and then I can have fun and place each technique what it needs to be.
Exactly.
I have to keep it real, bro.
Yeah. Hey, that's what I hope you do, keep it real. But so okay, well, covering that, moving on, we had a huge boxing match that happened recently with Garcia versus Campbell. Undefeated Ryan Garcia. He's all over YouTube. I don't know if you've watched his training. It's phenomenal, fast and powerful for a little guy. And I believe he's like a 135. But in the boxing match, he fought this British guy, Campbell, who, also had a great record, a lot of knockouts, but, Garcia was the favorite. And I got to give Campbell credit. He got a knockdown in the second round. First time Garcia's been knocked down. He said he's never been knocked down before. And I didn't see a lot of people covering what he did. From my opinion, is that he was getting worked by Garcia. Garcia was hitting him left and right, and he was just trying to defend and get out of there. But in the first round, the only punch he could get, he had a long jab, but the only punch he would get was actually it was a southpaw, so it was more like that, was a left to the body. And that was the only punch he was able to land in the first round. Garcia got most of the other punches on him. But hitting that body, eventually Garcia started to notice. And in the second round, Garcia started to kind of react to that body, dropping this hand. And boom, that left open the left hook to the face and knocked him down clean in the second round. Now, I got to give it to Garcia, came back, wasn't fazed by it, young fighter, came back in the seventh round, gave his own body shot to Campbell and knocked him down and won the fight. Great boxing match, Juan. I don't know if you saw it, but you should definitely check it out because see if that little technique worked. Because I do think Campbell had a great game plan, but he faded in the later rounds, and Garcia took it in the seventh with that devastating body shot.
Garcia is known for having an amazing hooks to the midsection, and I definitely agree. with what you said at the end. It is mandatory to still work, stay working, and even more the lateral side on the midsection. Set up your sit-ups, set up your long stretch, and get the calisthenic exercise, making sure that we were talking before, making sure that your small little fiber in your shoulder is just clear.
All right, so covering that boxing match, let's move on to we got UFC events coming up. We got Holloway versus Qatar that we covered last week, January 16th. We got UFC Fight Night coming up with Walry Alves versus Monir Lazez. I'm sure I messed those names up. That's January 20th. And then we got another UFC 257 with Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor 2. And we also got the co-main event with Dan Hooker versus Michael Chandler, which I'm very interested in. I know Juan's very interested in that fight. I think a lot of people are sleeping on Michael Chandler, but that's January 23rd. So we'll cover that on maybe the next couple of podcasts, maybe the next weeks. But Juan, let's talk. We were talking about gear today. What kind of gear have you bought or you've received that you like?
First of all, Jay, I will say there is plenty good different brands in the mixed martial art market. However, when I was living in Northern California, I stopped by a small local mixed martial art shop, which is by a block away from Ocean Avenue, which is a NorCal shop. That's the name of the store. Anyways, I bought it. I bought a pair of boxing mitts, and I've been working with different athletes, guys who compete, and they have a great experience finding the distance management and placing their combinations just by utilizing the great suspension that these meat bring to the table. They're wearing even MMA glove, and we're talking about how important is staying engaged with the activity and having fun in the process while doing it. Keep your wrist firm and then place a combination. So just that, bro. Thank you so much to them. NorCal Shop right in Daly City.
Awesome. Well, this is, again, thank you for watching this week's episode. Please hit the like button and subscribe below. We're going to have a bunch of different things, some different guests coming on. We're going to review some fights. We're going to review some of Juan's fights probably down the road. So thank you again for watching. Please hit that like and subscribe once again. This is Under the Radar with Cesar Gracie Black Belt, Juan Nunez calling out of Caracas, Venezuela. This is Jay Yoder calling out of Lindsay, California. Let's wrap it up.